Welcome everyone to our Tuesday afternoon mastermind session. Guys, it's called Accelerated Breakthrough because what this call will do, it'll improve your knowledge, your skills, your mindset, your habits, and it will undoubtedly accelerate your breakthrough to get to that next level of production. So we're here collectively to learn, the skills, the knowledge, we're here to learn from each other. So if you showed up to this call thinking, well, I'm just gonna, black out my camera, I'm just going to take some notes as we go through it, or maybe I'm going to go through email or make a few follow-up calls or whatever the case is. Guys, you're on the wrong call. I want you to actively engage. See, how you participate during this call is how you're going to participate in everything in life. So I want you to plug in. By the way, we got a special guest today who's going to just knock your socks off, no doubt about that. Open the kimono, say, here's what I do, here's how I do it, here's what I did, here's what I did that maybe didn't work, so that you can learn not only from the success, yet through the failure of this individual. So I'm very excited about that. Laura Cooper, we got you on the line today. Thank you for doing this in such short notice. I appreciate that. We had a guest who unfortunately had to back out kind of last minute. And here's Laura. Guys, welcome Laura to our call.
Hey y'all. So let me give you a quick about me. I'm just gonna go off script. Nobody prepared me, so we're just gonna roll with it, right?
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm Laura Cooper, and I am a 5.5-year veteran at eXp Realty. I'm always proud to say that this was the first brokerage that I put my license at, and it'll be the last one. I have no desire to go anywhere, and this model has worked for me from day one, and I've loved every minute of it. So I'm sort of OG. I started in 2017. And I was a part-time agent at the time. I had a actual really good job, and I was doing this as a backup plan. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that and that struggle of kind of how do you transition out of your old career into full-time real estate. And so I did that for about 3 years. And then in January of 2020, my company was doing a merger and there were layoffs announced. And I raised my hand and I said, hey, boss, put me on the list. I want to do real estate full time. It's my passion. And the next 2 years after that, I iconed here at eXp. I've had an amazing few years and I'm just kind of rocking and rolling. And I've been super blessed. I have a high production and I'm loving it.
Laura, let's back up just a little bit. Okay, first
Sure.
off, you started as a part-time agent and you made the segue to full-time agent. Now, by the way, guys, that's relatively rare. How many of you guys, I'm just curious, show of hands, how many of you guys started part-time? All right, we got some survivors here. I love that. So how did you make that segue from part-time to full-time? I mean, what needed to happen for you to be able to unplug the, I guess you'd call it umbilical cord, right? And say, okay, I'm going to go 100% full on commission only. How did you do it?
Sure. So couple things happened. I was able to transition to part-time in my full-time job. I was really careful with my money. I was really careful with my time. So I think that if you have the desire to do that transition, you do need to understand that you're going to have to kind of buckle down and work those extra hours for that transition period. And you can't be a wasteful person. You have to be very mission driven. So there wasn't a whole lot of like fun and, frivolity in my life during that transition period. I subscribed to the notion, don't spend it until you make it. So as I made more in commission as my side gig, I was able to spend more to market myself and market my business. And I sort of did like a ramp down, ramp up approach. I did ask for part-time at my regular job toward the end. And then when I got to the point where I was making enough at eXp, I just ripped the cord and told them to let me go. So
right on. Well, congratulations, Laura.
Yes.
You know what that is? That's winning. And I love it when you're winning. Way to go. All right. So tell me, eXp, why?
Okay, so to me, this is a no-brainer, but it's really kind of about the whole structure of the company. And I believe that the company has a very sound approach to how they treat their agents. And the the multiple lines of income that we have. So one of the reasons that I was able to do my transition is I signed up for the stock program from the day one. That was a no-brainer for me. And so I had that cushion, that savings. I wasn't huge into agent attraction when I started. I was part-time. I was trying to do 2 jobs at once. So that wasn't my big focus, but I will tell you that having that stock as like a savings account sitting there, knowing that I had that money, it gave me a little bit of breathing room. And then obviously, when the company started announcing things like healthcare, and a lot of what I call sort of mainstream corporate America benefits that we get here at eXp that a lot of brokerages don't even come close to offering. I think that it made it sort of like marry the best of both worlds. You had this like independent contractor, traditional real estate business, mindset mixed with corporate America benefits that eXp offers.
Right on, Laura. Well, congratulations on that and building that net worth through stock equity ownership. Guys, I think that's the brokerage model of the future. See, Laura, I don't know if you know, but I started my real estate career when I was 20 years old at RE/MAX. And while I was consistently top 100 internationally in that organization, never received any stock equity ownership, nothing that was going to help me ultimately improve my net worth and retire from this industry someday. So eXp, guys, game-changing, life-changing. If you're open-minded, if you want to investigate it, just hit me up at Sean, S-H-O-N, at iconcoaching.com. I'd love to talk to you about the model because it's life-changing, no doubt about that. So Laura, let's go back to you. Let's go back to your production. Okay, so you're part-time. Where did you find the most traction in production? What was your lead generation strategy, your methods, your lead follow-up and conversion methods? Just lay it on us. Come on.
So I have kind of like an old school approach, not the cold calling model. Mine was really a lot of sphere of influence. I am huge on working your SOI. And I think realizing the multiplier from doing a good deal and serving your clients well, if you get really good at that and you pride yourself in being an expert and reaching out to experts, growing your network of resources, what really happened in my business very quickly due to the level of service that I provided my clients was I got referrals very quickly. And I think that follow-up looks like, well, it starts with hitting the transaction out of the ballpark. You've got to knock that one out of the ballpark and get through the transaction with complete professionalism. And I think energy and positivity is another thing that's interesting. Clients will make comments to me all the time, you're such a positive person. And I don't think I really ever realized that about myself, but I think when you put that out in the universe, people pick that up. And so my referral business was very good to me from the beginning. And I would say, probably doubling my business even over the part-time years. So I went from like 8 transactions to almost 20 transactions to 40 transactions. And I would say the majority of my business was probably referral. I do some of your typical online, like OpCity. Obviously, when you start out trying to get referrals that you pay on the back end. I know Amanda Whitespear and we taught a class, 30 ways to lead generate for free. And a lot of agents underestimate the lead generation sources that are out there for you that you don't have to pay for up front. That's probably, and I would say the follow-up is KV Core, like all day long. I started working my KV Core very roughly from the beginning. I would say, not an expert by any means. I thought it was a bit overwhelming to start with, but I highly encourage anybody to spend an hour, get your KV Core set up. KV Core nurtured my business for me from almost the beginning. Probably at the end of my first year is when KV Core kicked in.
Awesome, Laura. So really what you're speaking about is really leverage, right? To leverage off that lead follow-up, that automation, to make sure that when they think real estate, they think you. Now, again, there's 4 categories of leverage. So it's models. So I'm speaking about your economic model, your budget model, your lead generation, lead follow-up and conversion models, your compensation models, if you choose to leverage through people. Then there's systems. So systems, to me, is a standardized process that produces a consistent and predictable result. So your buyer presentation, your listing presentation, your lead follow-up, your scripting, your objection handling. Guys, you've got to systemize all of this. And if you want to learn how to do that, you want to shortcut the process, I would encourage you, go to iconcoaching.com. Seriously, check out Attraction in Action. It's under the Programs tab. Tim, if you wouldn't mind, post that to the chat. Check out Accelerated Breakthrough. Attraction in Action is another program that's all about how to build your revenue share group at eXp. Totally different program. Yet Accelerated Breakthrough, guys, it's 16 weeks of coaching and training. You get a workbook the day prior. You follow along. It takes an hour a week. Yet there's assignments between sessions that are strategically designed to double, triple, quadruple your production in real estate sales so you can make a lot more money, provide for yourself and your loved ones at a very high level for years and years to come. See, once you obtain that knowledge, that skill, it never goes away. And you can apply that day after day after day to increase your production, your profit, and everything else. And that's what we want for each and every one of you. The third category of leverage is technology. And that's what you're talking about, Laura, is KV Core. Now, the best CRM tool on the face of the planet, quite frankly, it's the one you know how to use. Okay. So I don't care if you're using HubSpot, if you're using Salesforce or KV Core or Sync or Follow Up Boss, whatever you're using, keep using that, yet know how to use it at the deepest level possible. And if you happen to be with eXp, that's a $6,800 per year program. At eXp, it's $85 a month. That's it. That's included in your technology fee. So with that said, I would encourage you to go to kvcorebootcamp.com. This is a good friend of mine, Shannon Pyatt, and he put together the training curriculum on how to use KV Core. Guys, it's $97, and there's nothing in it for me. He's not an affiliate. I don't get anything from him. I just encourage you, go to kvcore.com, check it out, watch the videos. I mean, quite frankly, after you go through that, even a seventh grader could manage that system after they go through this program. So $97, it's well worth your time and your money to make that happen. So right on the fourth category of leverage, guys, through people. Okay, so Laura, tell me about what you built, what you're building, what the vision is. I mean, are you leveraging, and let me digress. I'm sorry to talk so much, you guys. I don't want to do that yet. At the same time, I want to give you context. Okay, so the 80-20 rule, it's Pareto's principle, right? Pareto was an Italian economist. He's studying the economics of Italy, and he recognized 80% of the wealth controlled by just 20% of the population. Then he looked at real estate, 80% of the land controlled by just 20% of the population. And if you pay attention, you guys, the 80-20 rule, it's as true as the law of gravity. See, 20% of your actions in real estate sales will yield a minimum of 80% of your results. Now think about it, Laura, like 20% of your database will give you 80% of your referrals, right? Yep. 20% of your client base will give you 80% of your headaches and problems, right? I mean, the 80-20 rule is as true as the law of gravity. So there's 5 things on the 20% job description list. That's practice, number one. And I think that's critically important. And I don't care if you've been in the business for 35 years. Practice is not something we did, it's something we do, okay? To know what to say, to know how to say it. And with mere words, you guys, you can make millions of dollars per year selling real estate, okay? The second thing is lead generation. Then there's lead follow-up. To me, those 3 things are AM activities. Do it first thing in the morning when your willpower battery is as high as it can get. The natural byproduct of that is the next 2 things on the list of 5 associated with the 20% job description. That's going on appointments and negotiating contracts. To me, those 2 things are PM activities. So it's those of you who can figure out how to apply leverage to give an inordinate amount of your time to those 5 things: practice, lead gen, lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts. Those are the only 5 things that are going to move the needle for your production, your bank account balance, your net worth, and everything else. So Laura, how are you applying leverage, whether it's through models, systems, technology, or people, to increase your production? Talk to me.
So we talked about the KV Core leverage. I think that's huge. I think that taking advantage of your technology to do work while you're sleeping is really a great model.
Yes.
Also, leveraging people. There's a couple ways that I think I've done that really well. First and foremost is know when to ask for help and make sure you have those resources handy. Know when to leverage people to do tasks that are taking away from your biggest skill set. So like my natural skill is my people in my rapport building. So the first thing I'm going to do to leverage out help to give me more time to follow up with my customers, work my database, and go out on appointments is have my transaction handled by a transaction coordinator. I don't personally do a ton of calling, but I am pretty disciplined in the mornings with my follow-up with my sphere. And it's just even something as small as when I think about a client, a past client, I'm going to send them a text message, and I try to do all of that in the morning before I go out and meet and greet with clients, and leveraging all of your experts. So I highly encourage to save your reputation and to save your time to have a full network of insurance people, your lenders, all of your go-to experts. That kind of leverage is immeasurable in this business. I can't know everything, but I have to know somebody who does. And I think that's part of just becoming an expert in the field. If you don't have, in my opinion, Sean, those sorts of resources around you, it's going to make it really hard to be disciplined in the mornings and do your routine activities. You can't be constantly firefighting and scratching for all the answers to support your clients once you are in the throes of the decent production if you don't have resources. So it's really hard to block 3 hours every morning if you're making calls to all of your on all of your clients for all of the things.
Yeah, I want to underline that, Laura. It's really hard to make your calls 3 hours a day when you're dealing with all these fires to put out. No doubt about that. Now, I do want to give you tactical strategies that you can implement and deploy like right now, today, to increase your production. So if you don't have this network of professionals, I would encourage you to start building that and start building it today, like right now. I want to give you a simple script. Let's say you go on Yelp, for example, and you're looking for a great CPA as a good example. Now, CPAs, by the way, thanks to the tax reform, early 2019, many people of high net worth, they're going to reach out to their CPA before they list their home for sale. They're concerned, are there any tax ramifications to selling this property and buying another? So oftentimes, guys, a CPA is going to know more about who's going to buy or sell real estate. They're going to know before a real estate professional might. I hope this makes sense to you guys. So let's say you go on Yelp and you're looking for a CPA. You read the reviews. You're looking for somebody who's got positive reviews, and you reach out to them cold, and you contact them. By the way, you'll get through the gatekeeper by telling the receptionist that I'm a local real estate professional. I have the ability, a desire to send a ton of referral business to your firm, and I just need 5 minutes with the CPA. Are they available now, or can you have them call me back? Okay, so you're going to get past the gatekeeper. Once you get on the phone with this person, it's a very short conversation. Hi, Mrs. CPA. This is Sean Kokoska. I'm a local real estate professional. I'm full-time. And as you can imagine, from time to time, I come across clients, past clients, people in my sphere of influence that are in need of a great CPA. I saw your reviews on Yelp. I'm just curious, are you taking new clients at this time? What is the answer always, guys? Talk to me. It's yes. Of course, I'm taking new clients. Okay, that's fantastic. When can I stop by your office? Just 5 minutes, introduce myself, like some of your promotional materials. I mean, perhaps we could be of assistance to one another. Is it mornings or afternoons? They say, well, afternoons, Thursday, okay, 2 o'clock. You show up at 2 o'clock, keep your promise, 5 minutes, no more. Introduce yourself, collect their promotional materials, share some of yours, and say, I'd love to network with you, and I look forward to a really professional relationship when you finish. Okay, so then an hour after the meeting, you drop, by the way, get their cell phone number, critical step. Drop them a text an hour after the meeting saying, thank you so much for your time today. I enjoyed meeting you. I really look forward to networking with you. To which they respond, I look forward to networking with you as well. So you follow up a couple of days later by phone. You call them, say, hi, Mrs. CPA, it's Sean Kokoska with eXp Realty again. And I just want to let you know, I really enjoyed meeting with you. I've got my eyes open for you. I'm sending out your promotional materials to all of my clients, my past clients, my sphere of influence. In fact, I made it part of my listing presentation, my buyer presentation. You're part of my approved network. And I'm just curious, who do you know right now that's looking to buy a home, sell a house, or invest in real estate that I could call today? Guys, it's a really simple approach. By the way, there's nothing that says you can't have 15 CPAs on your approved vendor list. House painters, guys, this is a big deal. See, if I were to sell my home today, the first thing I would do is contact a painter. His name is Ramon, and he comes by about once a quarter and he touches up our house, always making it perfect, right? Yet this call would be a little bit different than the other calls. I would say, hey, Ramon, we're getting ready to put our house in the market. Really need you to make it look really good. See, a painter may know somebody who needs to sell their house before a real estate professional would. Does this make sense, guys? Come on, talk to me. So building your network, and that's what Laura's talking about. So I just wanted to underline that, put a huge exclamation mark behind it, because your network, when you do your business right, most of your business should come through this network. This is sphere of influence, past clients, friends, family, and of course, other professionals in your market area. So Laura, let's go back to you. Talk to me about
that I just want to add on. So that's huge what you just said, and it's true. It's the proof is in my business, and you have to remember that if you build these relationships and they trust you, then the people that hire them trust them, and it's a network of trust. That's how you get clients. It's all about trust, and it goes so far. And then in addition to sharing business with these partners, and this isn't, in my opinion, Sean, this is an easier relationship to build. It's less pressure. It's not a direct client relationship. The networking relationship with a referral partner is easy. It's not as scary. It's more fun in a way, and it's also exponential. So you're tapping into the thousands of people that they're going to meet in their life and their business. So don't underestimate it for that reason, and don't underestimate it for them being a resource for knowledge and for providing your clients with services. So it's just, I think maybe I underestimated, if I looked back in my business, probably that might, besides just what I call like my friends and family networks for my sphere, my referral network for professionals, real estate and related professionals, is probably pretty huge as well.
Love it, Laura. Fantastic. So you'd mentioned OpCity. So tell the people who don't know about OpCity, why don't you tell them about the platform and how you get just free business? Of course, you pay a referral fee, yet
Right.
There's no marketing expense associated with it. Tell them about it.
Sure. So OpCity is now a Realtor.com partner. And you might have seen Realtor.com trying to sell you advertising up front, but OpCity is actually kind of their free arm. And what it is if you there's a process with eXp, you can get approved to be an OpCity real estate agent referral partner, and you go in, you set your area, and when they get leads that come in, they will field them out to the agents that are in the area. And basically, it's kind of a free-for-all lead phone call. Who gets to the lead first? When you pick up the phone call, you pretty much have a buyer who's looking for something. It's not cold. They want information about a property, and you pay the referral on the back end. So once you nurture that client and get them to closing, you're going to do the typical referral process with eXp, and you're going to pay them typically about 40% of your commission. But it's on the back end, so you don't pay until you close. So for any agent that doesn't want to, spend upfront marketing dollars, it's a great way to get business. And then again, you got to remember, you might pay 40% once, but if you serve that client well, that one transaction should turn you into multiple transactions following.
Yeah, and by the way, Laura, I'm a huge believer in that. Now, you're going to work your sphere of influence. You're going to call FSBOs, expired listings. You're going to do your circle prospecting, hold open houses, do your B2B prospecting, of course. Yet this is in addition to, this is just hand me leads, right?
Yeah.
And guys, oftentimes 60% or 65% of the loaf of bread is better than no bread at all, right? So why not? And when you service the client's needs, as Laura said, they're going to send you a referral business, they're going to repeat with you. And that's what this is all about. It's about creating that snowball that you can't even stop from growing. Okay. And so, yeah, you might pay a little bit on the front end, but it's okay. They're doing all the marketing for you.
Correct.
And it's in addition to everything you're doing personally. Love it, Laura. Oh, shoot. I just looked at the clock, guys. We're at the bottom of the hour. We're out of time. And that's, I'm just enjoying our conversation so much, Laura. Any final thoughts, words of wisdom that you'd like to pass?
No, I would just say, leverage your network. Don't be scared to tell every single person you encounter. This is probably my biggest advice to all new realtors. You tell every single person you meet and every single opportunity you get that you're a real estate agent. Don't be scared, be bold, and be proud of yourself and what you do. Tell everyone.
Laura, where are you located?
I'm south of Houston.
South of Houston, guys. If you have any referrals for south of Houston, Laura Cooper, remember that name. And Laura, thank you so much for coming on today. I sincerely appreciate it, guys. Until we talk again next week, just be on purpose, be productive, and always be powerful. Look forward to next week's session. Talk soon, guys. Bye-bye.